Hello, good morning. My name's Andy White and I'm a Forestry and Countryside lecturer at Coleg Cambria, Coleg Cambria Llysfasi, croeso I Coleg Cambria Llysfasi. I'm going to show you a short video now, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about our courses that we offer at the college. Okay, talk to you in a moment.
We are Cambria. We were rated excellent by Estyn inspectors. We inspire success. We provide learners with work experience, which enables them to have the very best employment opportunities. We are the highest performing college in Wales. We lead the way with our world-class facilities. We partner with top universities to bring degrees to your doorstep. We have raised over £500,000 for charity since 2013. We impact positively on the wider communities we serve. We change thousands of lives every year. We can change yours. Your success starts here.
Hi, welcome back. So I'm going to tell you just a little bit about some of the courses we offer. We have a range of courses in countryside and environment and in forestry and arboriculture. Okay, so within the department we run a level 2 course in land and wildlife, which is the name of the qualification. It's a level 2 technical certificate from City and Guilds, and it runs for 1 year. Okay, it's a good introduction to the areas of forestry, countryside and land management, conservation, wildlife ranger, that type of thing, and it's a good start for a level 3 qualification. So we go on then to a 2-year level 3, and that is in land and wildlife, and that is a advanced technical extended diploma in land and wildlife. So 2-year course, and that takes you on from the level 2 at a higher level. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute. The other main course that we run is a level 3 qualification in forestry and arboriculture, and that also is a advanced extended technical diploma in forestry and arboriculture. I know it's a bit of a mouthful, but that's just the name of the qualification, I'm afraid. So just to recap then, level 2 in land and wildlife, a level 3 in land and wildlife, and a level 3 in forestry and arboriculture. So 1 year for the level 2 courses, 2 years for the level 3 courses. Okay, so what do they involve? Well, at level 2, you will do a range of countryside management type tasks. We have things like estate skills, tractor driving, machine operating and maintenance, habitat maintenance, a lot of practical work, things like hedge laying, footpath maintenance, cutting trees, planting trees, vegetation management, that sort of thing, as well as wildlife surveying, habitat surveying, and reporting on those. Quite a strong focus on health and safety, because obviously we're potentially working with dangerous tools, maybe machinery, difficult situations out in the countryside, maybe up the hillside, maybe near rivers, that kind of thing. So it really is, a case of you having to be really safe and sound. And with that level 2 course, I mean, it's a 3-day course in college, and we have another day of a week work experience, which we look for you to find something that's suitable, really, and we can help you with that and discuss that when the time comes. And that helps really to give you some practical experience, but also gives you contacts within the industry, and it's very useful for employment. And quite often people will get offers of jobs as a result of doing that work experience, and that really is important at the level 3 courses as well. Okay, so I think if you have an interest in working in the outdoors, if you're interested in getting your hands dirty, getting stuck in doing some practical conservation work, doing wildlife surveying, monitoring, protection, and also general countryside careers. So if you want to go into work as, say, working for a fencing contractor, or perhaps a trainee ranger or something like that, it would be an ideal starting point. And at level 2, we're looking for you to have a minimum of 4 GCSEs at grade Bs, and of which we would need English or Welsh language plus maths. Okay, so alongside the main course, we would also offer resit courses in either English or Welsh plus maths. So if you have got a D and you want to bump it up to a C, we run those courses alongside the main qualification. Okay, so there will be some, plenty of practical work, class work as well. So it's not all practical. Don't be sort of misled just thinking it's just a practical course, because it isn't. There's a good mixture there. Okay, so if we come on to the level 3 courses, they do have a little bit in common. So I'll just sort of talk about both of those really together. The structure is the same. We have two years of in college training, 1 day a week work experience, and again that would be dependent on your sort of area of interest, whether it was the conservation side, whether it was woodland management, whether it's arboriculture, tree surgery, all that sort of thing. It really depends on what you can find and what your area of interest is. So those 2 courses do run parallel, and there is quite a lot of shared common ground, and then about a third of the time is broken out into those separate areas in the first year. In the second year, they're a little bit more separate. Okay, so generally the countryside management areas, which is the land and wildlife course, would be primarily about habitat management and wildlife management, managing the land for recreation, for conservation, and for other uses. Obviously things like agriculture as well is going to be a big part of that. So there's a strong emphasis on looking at different habitats, different species within those, monitoring them, identifying them, and managing the land in the right ways to look after those, as well as to provide for the needs that we have as people, such as recreation and the landscape, maintenance of the environment, clean water, clean air, food, timber, all those natural resources that we need, and we need you to look after and manage for the future. Okay, so quite a big area at the moment, a lot of focus within government and the media, of course, about protection of the environment, and this is a really good step in that direction. With the Forestry and Arboriculture course, that's a little bit more focused on the woodlands and the woodland management, the trees, identification of the trees. We look at the science, the anatomy of trees, how they function, soil science, pests and diseases that affect trees, and of course identifying and getting to know those trees, because they're really the key really is those species, and really how they work, how they function in different situations is really important. So with both of these courses, we do a range of woodland tasks, tree felling, so you'll be using chainsaws, brush cutters, tractors, possibly ATVs, things like that. And some of the bigger forestry machinery we don't have on site, so we have to take you out and see those working in some of the bigger forests. And we work quite closely with other landowners and other companies, the local councils, and we have a strong tie with Till Hill, which is the largest forest management company in the country, in the UK, and we have a partnership with Till Hill, and we do a lot with them. Okay, and so there's some really good opportunities, opportunities to meet people, to get involved in the industry and to find your place there. It's quite a small world, so a lot of people know everybody, and so getting a good name when you're at college. We go out quite a lot. We do a lot of practical work. You also have your work experience, so getting your name known is really quite valuable. And it's a really good time to go into forestry and land management. There's a lot of the foresters are, getting on a bit, perhaps looking for retirement, and they're looking for new people to come in. So there's a little bit of a shortage of both forest managers and also at the sort of contractor level, the level of cutting the trees, felling the trees, looking after the forest, tending the forest, maintenance of the roads, and all these sorts of things, which need to be done. So quite lots and lots of diverse opportunities, really, in terms of career for you in the future. And that brings me on a little bit to the Till Hill program, which I'll come back to in a second. So the level 3 courses, like I said, a lot of the areas are fairly similar. There's a good lot of overlap between them, but more specialist in the forestry or the arboriculture. If it's tree surgery you're interested in, really the knowledge of trees right throughout that is really important. And of course, some people may be interested in doing the tree climbing and the working from the trees, the rope and harness type work, and that we will look at and do in the second year normally, because it's a little bit more specialist, and it doesn't suit everybody. That's fine. There's no compulsion to do that. There are other options. We adapt the course a little bit so that the options suit you, really. Okay. And so at level 3, you're looking for 5 GCSEs as a minimum requirement. So we would want English or Welsh language, we would want maths, and we would want at least 1 science at grade C's or above. Okay. We will look at alternative qualifications. So say a level 2 qualification, a relevant one, something in the land-based area, as long as you've got the maths and English or Welsh, that's fine. That we would accept those at grade C's. If you've got a suitable level 2 qualification, merit grade, so a good qualification. We do look at other options. So sometimes we have people who are maybe more mature students, and maybe it's a long time since they've been in school, maybe not have the exam grades, but maybe they've got other experience and qualifications which we can look at, and we will look at people as an individual. Okay, so don't be put off just if you think you haven't necessarily got the GCSE grades. If you've got other experience that you can use, we will take that into account. Okay, so that brings me on then to the Till Hill program. So the level 3 is called, you'll see in the prospectus and on the website, it's called the Till Hill Diploma, and that is a program that we set up in conjunction with Till Hill to deliver training leading towards forest management. So the idea is to do the level 3 course first, a 2-year course, and you get the qualification, freestanding qualification on its own. You can either go into work at that point, or you could look at a higher level qualification, such as our foundation degree, which would be another 2 years at a higher level, level 4 and level 5. And from that, perhaps you could go on to the Till Hill graduate program, or possibly maybe go to university and do another a year, or possibly in 2 more years to top that up to a honours degree. So to go into sort of the management area, really you're looking at level 4 or 5 qualifications. So it's the next step on, really, from a level 3. Okay, and we're working very closely with Till Hill. We'll have there's mentors, there's work experience and things with them, and that program, that second part of the program, we are looking to start at not this September, next September, but 2022. So a couple of years time before we're actually start recruiting for that course. So now's the time to get onto that level 3 program and work up to the foundation degree, and then hopefully the better students, if you perform well, we've got those ties with Hill. Perhaps they'll take you directly onto their graduate program or into another consultants forest management company. Hill are also part of they're part of the BSW group, which is the largest sawmilling group in the country. So they're combined the forest management, right through timber production, sawmilling, and the end product at the end. So we can see the whole process. We can go right through that whole process and look at from start to finish, from putting a seed in the ground to planks coming off the end to go into building and what have you. Okay, so hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea of what we're about. Like I said, it's a good time to come into our industry. A lot of opportunities over the next few years. You start to see more and more money coming into sort of tree planting and timber use within buildings, and being really important in reducing our carbon impact, our carbon footprint. Wood's the ultimate sustainable material. You plant it, you grow some more. It's not like concrete or steel or coal or oil. These non-renewable sort of resources. Of course, timber is, we grow more. So the more we can use wood, the more important. Okay, so I'm hoping that's sort of given you a little bit of a flavour. There's an awful lot more, and I could talk all day, and that's fine. If you want to learn more, you're interested in a career in the outdoors, you don't mind getting your hands dirty, you don't mind maybe getting a bit wet when it pours down, come prepared, wear your waterproofs. So our students, if you do decide to come join us in September, obviously we will interview you and discuss what your future plans are and your background and experience and all the rest. But you would need safety boots, steel toe cap safety boots, overalls for the workshops, and waterproofs. Those are the key things, really. Obviously, we have a full list there, but those are the main things, so that you're prepared for outdoor work. Some work gloves if we're handling wire fencing or splinters in wood and that kind of thing. Okay. I hope that gives you a bit of an idea. And if you have an interest and you want to talk to either me or somebody else in the college, I suggest that you check out our website and have a look at our courses there. You can also call Student Services, and they can give you some guidance about entry requirements and talk a bit more about the course. And of course, if you phone them and there's something they can't answer, you can always come through to the Forestry and Countryside department for more details. Okay, so I shall I'll leave it there, and Bjorkan Willio, thank you very much for listening. Hopefully see you next year. Okay, bye-bye.